word.
Nice.
Hey, we're back. We're back.
We are back, and we are going to do a little recap of all the travel we've had over the last couple of weeks. We ended up, not really intentionally, we ended up missing last week because we couldn't get it together together.
We did 3 of them the week before in our defense.
Well, and people were probably sick of us in their defense.
I can't argue that. You were sick. You were sick of you?
Yes.
I'll tell you what. I miss Seth.
Well, I can understand that.
So what's going on, Lab Coat Agents? It's good to be back on Monday nights. I am not in my friendly confines. I am in Starbucks.
And I am in my friendly confines, finally. It is good to be home.
So I hope that everybody enjoyed those interviews. If we've got anybody watching tonight, it would be nice to know if you like that, if you enjoy the constant, consistent Monday night, me and Noelle rapping, or is it cool that we mix it up every once in a while and interview people like Kyle Whistle and Steve Passanelli and Matt Mead and
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, exactly. Yes, Chris. How could I forget? We were talking today, actually.
Yeah. Well,
so give us some feedback on that. Give us some feedback. Let us know if you like that, because Noelle and I end up hanging out 4 or 5 times a year now, probably.
Well, probably more than that, honestly.
Oh God.
It's been.
Look what I'm wearing.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about ReHumanize and what we were doing there and what it was, in case people missed it somehow and they were hiding under a rock. Let's talk about that.
Let's do it.
So I guess I'm going to do it.
You're going to start. You're going to tell us what it was all about.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking to see if there's a way to change this to gallery view. See if you can. There we go. I don't know if that's gallery view for everybody.
Well, I'm on my mobile, so it looks weird to me. It looks different to me anyway. I can see you though.
Okay. Well, so anyway, we went to ReHumanize last week in Denver, which is put on by Bomb Bomb. And if you don't know what that is, I don't know how you don't know what that is. But basically, it is a platform where you can email or text video to your sphere, to your clients, back and forth. Jeff is a lender. He uses it that way. I can even use it with agent-to-agent communication. It's just a super powerful tool. But the entire conference really wasn't about how to use Bomb Bomb, but instead just how to do video in general and how to use different aspects of video with real estate.
In your business, correct.
In your business.
In your business, how to use it in your business, how other agents are using it. Actually, it was both. It was all the way around the board. It was agents, it was lenders. It was really cool.
And it was jam-packed with people who I have been watching and paying attention to for the last several years. So for me, it was kind of cool. It was sort of, if you're into watching video, which you probably are if you're watching this, but it was kind of a star-studded event with people that have really learned how to master video for real estate. One of my favorite people to watch is Christoph Chu. And he was there speaking about using it for luxury listings, but yet still he kind of showed how he also will introduce humor, which I totally appreciated, into his videos. Any comments about that? Were you paying attention?
Yes, Chu was fascinating. So he was luxury listing like Beverly Hills luxury, and he was talking about he was showing an example of a video he did at a house that had a train going around the house. It was pretty damn good, actually. I loved it.
Well, and ironically, he ended it by saying "choo choo" riding on the train, which was clever. It was good. And all these people that we're mentioning, if you're not following them on Instagram or following them on Facebook, you should consider to go and follow them, because they are really killing it at the game of video and real estate. Another guy that I love watching, his name is Jesse Peters. He's great. He talked more about how to use video with your phone, right? So first they kind of overwhelmed everybody that is just average at editing with how to technically edit your videos. And then he came on and said, yeah, but forget that. You can just take really awesome videos with your phone.
He was really good at telling stories.
Totally.
Jesse was. Like, Jesse shares his life.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
he's crushing Instagram, by the way. If you're not following what he's doing on Instagram, he's doing a fantastic job of it. But even then, another example that he gave, or that he showed us, was when he did the listing, like the way he did the listing videos with his partner and every single one of them, and the way they just went back and forth was absolutely awesome. If you can learn anything about how to do a listing video and how to make it interesting and how to gain more viewers, follow Jesse Peters. He's out of Winnipeg, Canada. I'm gonna just go with that. I know it's Winnipeg. I know for a fact it's Winnipeg, but I can't think of what the province is.
Somewhere in Canada.
Manitoba? No, not Manitoba. What the hell with it? So let me tell you what my favorite. One of my favorite is Kyle Whissel. If you don't know who Kyle Whissel is, to me, I call him the godfather of digital mayors. So he is one of the guys, and I don't know if there's anybody who's been doing it longer. He's been doing it for over 4 years, but he took the digital mayor concept where he started creating video around communities, and he got very granular. And so he's in San Diego. And by the way, he's become the #1 agent in San Diego on units and volume, first time ever, because usually it's like a luxury person getting volume and somebody else getting units. But that's how much he's taken his video game and has taken his business to stratosphere levels. But he took it and went and created these group pages, which, by the way, Facebook groups are hot right now, and went out and interviewed restaurants, right? So what did he tell us? The 4 F's: food, fashion, fitness, or family. Choose your poison, right? And then just dominate it. And he took food, and if you don't know this concept, we've talked about this before, but if you haven't heard us talk about this, he took this concept and he brought content to the community that was not really, it wasn't stuffing real estate down their throat, it wasn't stuffing mortgage down their throat, and he was just bringing them value. And then he was getting connected to business owners who were then spreading it to their SOIs, and now Kyle Whissel is #1 in San Diego in units and volume.
Yep, he is somebody that you absolutely should watch, and he's really good at using it on YouTube too. And those are the dreaded words not to use on Facebook, but we kind of have to say it because it is the direction that video is really heading. And we talked a lot about that and about how, and by the way, if you didn't catch any of these, you can probably scroll back through, or you can go to Lab Coat's YouTube page and probably find some of these interviews that we did on behalf of Lab Coats while we were out there with these people.
Yeah, anyway, you can search. You can search. So just go to Lab Coat Agents and search viral video, or search Noelle, or search my name, and you'll find a lot of crap. I mean that in a bad way.
You might find some crap.
A lot of gems. Well, I tell you one thing too that it reminded me was this. Use whiteboards. That is, like, to me, that's like a bomb thing. Like bomb damn near invented that.
Yeah, and you can capture people's attention by using your name so that they know it's a custom video that you made just for them if you're sending it in communication.
Yep. Right? So I was literally sitting there at the conference and ordered like 25 of these for my people. And it's awesome. Yeah, exactly. You write somebody's name, or you write, check this out. And that's what you hold up at the beginning of the video, and you capture their attention. Yep.
So true. So anyway, we talked with those guys. Then we talked to one of the just head honchos over there at BombBomb, Steve Passanelli. And when we were talking with him, the thing that really resonated with me was the whole idea that giving people your attention is like giving them a gift, right? So when we're getting the attention back from our clients or customers or our sphere or whoever on Facebook, we need to look at that as receiving a gift. And how do you maintain that attention? Because if you bore them and you're not giving them good content or you're not giving them value, they're not going to come back with the gift of their time. So it's something that you should be thinking about when you go live on a video. Don't just go live, which I've been saying for forever, but don't just go live because you can. Like, think about it ahead of time. Think about it before you go live.
Yeah, but don't overthink it.
Yeah, but think about it.
But yes, don't go in, don't wing it. Because if you wing it, you're going to do one of two things. You're either going to have complete brain mush and you forget, or you're going to vomit from the mouth and you're going to talk too much.
Yeah,
either one's not good.
I think you need to think about it before you just go live, unless you're very, very comfortable and you've got a very, specific topic that you're going to talk about, but you don't have to have it. You don't have to have it scripted out, but you should probably have it bullet pointed out. If it's not your thing to write it down, at least have it in your head. Premeditate it for a couple minutes before you do it.
Go in with a purpose.
Yeah, because otherwise, if you go live and you're not delivering value, if your friends see you on Facebook Live the next time, they're just going to keep scrolling. I mean, I know I do that when I see certain people live.
Right. Well, and then you also got to be consistent. That was another thing that Passanelli talked about, was the consistency. So if you're going to do it, and Whistle says this too, it's like, make something your thing. Monday minutes, Tuesday tacos, right? But make something consistent and do it consistent and put it out consistently. And then you know what? Let's be honest. We're all going to be too busy. We're too busy to watch even our each other's videos sometimes. But if you do it consistently, they're always going to know that they can go back to that to consume that content. And if you don't do it consistently, they never know when you're going to be there, and you're not going to be remembered. And that's key. Like, you do Mondays, right? You do that every Monday, pretty much?
Yeah, I go live every Monday on my page, but not for real estate, just for personal stuff.
Which is great though. But that's just it. But you do entertaining business content. And you put that out pretty consistently. I don't know if there's a schedule to it, but probably 3 or 4 videos a month-ish.
Oh, at least 3 or 4 videos a month.
But I mean, like, really good ones.
Yeah.
Right. You are that, actually. That's true.
So one thing that really stuck out to me was just listening to all the different uses for real estate that people are using video for. And, I'm sure you could probably go back and try to find the speaker list, or you could get the book ReHumanize, and you'll find some of these people in there that were speaking, but they all have kind of their own niche that they do with video. And for me, even, it was really enlightening, even though I felt like there wasn't much more that I could learn about video. It did make me think about several different uses that I might not even be doing. So
give us an example.
Well, I actually haven't been doing the one thing that everybody else does, which is real estate videos. I do everything else except for videos in the houses, showing houses. And it really made me think more about the fact that I really could be highlighting some of that stuff a little bit more, as long as I get creative with it. I cannot wrap my head around just going and giving an average home tour inside the house. I just can't do it. And so I know that I need to be doing it. So for me, it's a challenge of how am I going to start doing it, but in an entertaining fashion, beyond using my son, which is what I used to do.
Right. Okay. Great point. But there's two pieces there. Number one, so we talk about this. I've talked about this a million times. I think we've talked about this on the show, which is the agent who stands out in front of the house, open house, new listing. Hey, it's so-and-so here. Bam, you lost probably every one of your viewers other than mom and dad, right? So talk about, from your perspective, from Mrs. Entertainment, what is a way, 1 or 2 ways that you, in your mind, you can capture somebody or catch their eye when they do a listing or open house video?
Well, the person that I saw doing this that really inspired me was Jesse Peters. His example was showing a townhome. that was not fancy. It was not sexy. It was not anything special. And it was super entertaining. And what made it entertaining was his personality and him just he created a story about this townhome, and just it came shining through in the video. And it wasn't the most simple video. It wasn't just taken with an iPhone, but it was fairly simple. You know, he said that they crank it out in an hour or 2 hours of filming. And it was him and his partner, and they just go in there, and you kind of have to see it to understand it, but it's like in your face, fun, cool. They're getting to the target of who they want to buy that house. And they're really, really energetic. I don't know. It was super energetic. It was an energetic tour, and it was really fun.
It was a 1-bedroom townhome. I mean, it was the most bland, boring townhome possible. And you're right. He made that video. It was like a 3 to 5 minute video, and I wanted to watch the whole thing. It's like, I wanted to learn more about that property, even though I had no interest in buying it, just because I was so fascinated by the video.
Yeah. So that video, that one video for me was like a challenge. Like, okay, if he can do this, I'm going to try doing this. So I took that away. Also, there were a few people there that were talking about, you know, highlighting their clients and the client experience. We really haven't been doing that a lot at the brokerage either. So, and we have plenty of people that we can go pull from that can kind of give a review after it's all done and highlight them on camera and highlight their story. And so that is another great way that is actually real estate and client based to make a produced video different than what I've been doing.
What about just the general principle that, and I learned this from Sharon Srivatsa. He's probably not the only one who talks about it, but that is when you're creating video and you're creating video content of any kind, but I think it really applies to listing and open house videos is apply. The video is 4 parts. There's the hook, there's the intro, there's the story, and then there's the call to action. But that hook, I think, is so important. And so rather than going in saying, hey, this is Noelle, this is Jeff, you save that for a second. You lead off with like you said, see, Jesse's just got an amazing personality. There's a lot you can learn from it, but he's also a very unique personality. Just like your mind is, very unique. Let's just put it that way. But not everybody has that, but you can find a way to grab a hook. Like, for example, if you're selling a house with a huge backyard, you're selling a house with a cool pool, you're selling a house with a finished basement, you come in with, bam, you need to see this basement. You need to see this huge backyard. And then right then and there, you either capture somebody because they're interested, or right away they're not interested, which is fine. Peace out, because they're not interested in buying that house anyway. Yeah,
you give them the gift of their time back. You don't waste their time by looking at this thing that they have no interest in.
Well played. Well played.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it.
So
tell me then. You've obviously thought about this. Let's give the audience a little sneak peek idea of what's going on in Noelle's head, because you know damn well you've thought through what you're going to do with your next listing video. So give us just a little snip, just give us a little piece.
Actually, I haven't gone there just yet because I was gone all week last week speaking again. So
I'm not even going to bring up where you were speaking at either. I'm going to leave that one alone.
So now the trick, when you go to events and conferences like this, the trick is to get home. This is a Tristan trick. The trick is to get home and make a list and write it all down, and then tackle 1 or 2 things at a time and just keep tackling them until the thing is done. But regurgitate everything that you can think about. Go back through your notes and just write it all down and put it on Tristan actually puts all of his stuff on a whiteboard. And actually, sometimes you can see his whiteboard when he's on video. It's behind him. And so that's what I am working on this week now that I'm home, is kind of going back through some of the stuff that I've learned or thought about, so that then that's how my creative ideas come. First, I've got to lay out the master list. Then you go to the details, right? So first, if it were me coming back from one of these conferences, or me trying to learn more about video and listening to us and listening to all these ideas, I'd write down, okay, here's like the 8 ways that I want to start using video. First, I'd write those things down. Then I'd write down which is priority number 1, which is priority number 2. Then after that, I would break them into segments of how you could use it. And then I would start trying to get detailed after that on the ideas and sit with one at a time, because you're not just going to get 5 ideas all at once.
Love it. I love it. And that leads me to another idea that you and I both do. You just posted your video today. I'm still editing mine because I've got 2 parts to that trip, but that would be start doing this.
Yeah, if you're traveling, you absolutely should. And we're coming into summertime. Like, who doesn't travel or do stuff with their family, or, you know, it's busy time for real estate, you know, vlog about that stuff. Vlog about it, because people are interested in that. They're interested in the personal side of things.
If you don't understand what that means, too, let's explain to them what vlogging is in our mind, which is basically just pulling out your camera consistently. Like for us, we do it when we travel, right? So I'm at the airport leaving, I do a quick little, hey, this is where I'm going. And then we just pull out our camera consistently over the days that you're gone, capturing moments while you're gone, because believe it or not, people are interested in that. Not to mention, it's usually a little bit longer video. Yours was actually surprisingly short. Mine are usually 5 to 10 minutes by design, because that's what YouTube wants. And that's what my vlogs are designed for, which is YouTube. So YouTube wants more. They want them to be longer. But it's a great way to let people in who are interested in what's going on with your life and give them just the highlights of each trip.
Do you know why mine was so short?
Because you sucked.
Well, that too. I did, kind of. So when you go to these things and you're traveling to learn, sometimes you forget to get your camera out because you're so busy doing something else. So it does take effort and work when you're doing it to grab your camera and film. And there has to be a comfort level with it too, right? Because people will stare at you. Even at a video conference. I went out to do a video and people were literally staring at what I was doing. And that is kind of intimidating sometimes.
Oh, come on. For you?
It is. Yeah. Well, and maybe it was more so at that conference because it's a whole bunch of people that knew what they were doing with cameras and they were all watching. So I didn't get my camera out as much as I normally would.
You know what? I think I got mine out more. So what does that say?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see whose vlog is better.
Well,
we'll throw it to the audience. We'll let them vote.
Oh, here we go. And I went to, we went up into the mountains with my family, so I got a bunch of family vlogs as well.
Well, so you did interesting stuff.
I mean, he just
that's what he meant? That's what he meant for, I thought he meant like draw him a picture of some ideas.
He said, draw me a picture. So I said, but you can't really read that because I suck at it. But it's a whiteboard, so I can.
All right, you're taking away the gift of people's time here. Okay, so we have a lot of people on here. Does anybody have questions about anything that they saw during the Bomb Bomb conference 2 weeks ago, or questions about Bomb Bomb, or questions about ways to use video with email, which I will say I have not been the best at. Now I am really going to start using it more. If you've got questions, throw them up on here. Keep up the vlogging. Matt Mead says, Matt, I am really sorry you didn't make it into my vlog. I blame my videographer because I had plenty of content of you. I don't know what happened there.
Fail.
Yeah,
Matt,
fail.
You're in mine, Matt. Don't worry about it. Let me add something since we're on the Bomb Bomb topic too. And I use this all the time. So I got back from Bomb Bomb. I was completely inspired. I hope Matt's listening. Hope Steve is listening. I sent out, I think I'm at like 61 videos just in the last week of Bomb Bomb videos.
Nice.
But it's so easy. And that the point is it's integrated into my email, or actually I was using it on my phone. So I made a commitment to my people that I was going to send out a Bomb Bomb tip every single day, a video a day. And I've obviously amassed that and then some, but I was like literally standing up on a mountaintop, taking a Bomb Bomb video because it's that easy on your mobile device. But what I try to tell my people is, and a lot of them, I've got, 25, 30 people that work for me, and literally 90% of them are scared to death of video. And I say, that's why I want you to use Bomb Bomb, because what you can do is you're already typing an email. So whether you're an agent or an LO, you're typing an email to your client, right? Or you're typing an email to the other agent on the other side. So still do that, but add a little video explaining, hey, check out the below. I need these documents from you. Oh, hey, Mr. Client, I need you to sign this addendum. It's right below, or it's attached. It's right above. And then you're just humanizing yourself and you're differentiating yourself from every other agent they've ever used or every other loan officer they've ever used. And that alone will separate you, and you're using video in a way that's,
Well, and you're also humanizing it.
100%.
Which was what the whole thing was about. You're trying to put a face to the name, put a face to the voice of whatever it is that you're writing, which sometimes it's really hard to decipher was at like, okay, oh, great, I'll show you that house. Or like, oh, great, I'll show you that house.
Yeah.
You know, so that is where video, and for me personally, that's what has been so successful, because I'm pretty animated. You would never know, but I'm pretty animated when I talk, and it helps a lot to get that expression and the tonality out when you're communicating with somebody. It's so impactful to do that, and video is the way to do it.
Yep.
Okay, somebody on here.
Wendy asked about where we share our vlogs, and the answer is we repurpose them to Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So all of them.
Yes. And Stephanie Hawkinson said, I do a lot of Facebook videos, but not a ton on Instagram. I just repurpose my videos onto Instagram too. So it's the same videos that I'm putting on Facebook. Now, live is a little different. A lot of people have started describing that they go live on both things simultaneously with either two different phones or a phone and an iPad.
Good.
I haven't utilized Instagram Live much yet. I do think it's going to be a thing. But I would say if you're actually producing a video, definitely go to the effort of putting that video on Instagram. And not to plug my stuff here, but I just did this before I came home from work today. And it maybe took me a little longer than it might take some people, but I literally spent an hour between posting it on Facebook, then going over to Instagram, posting it on my Instagram business page, then going onto my Instagram personal page, sharing the story back. And then I posted a different kind of post that would then direct people from my personal page over to my business page on Instagram. So if you guys want to look at a sample of it, go look at it. It's at Noelle the Minnesotan is my personal Facebook and Instagram, or you can just go look at Bright Birch. And that is how one short little video, and it's all about ReHumanize. But that's how I shared it. And it took a time investment, but now it's been seen by a whole bunch of people, and my sphere knows that I was traveling and why, and it just puts me back in front of them. So, yeah.
And Wendy just asked if they're 10 minutes long, are they still good for Facebook or Instagram? And the answer is not really. But Instagram does have IGTV now. So it allows you to have the longer videos. The reason we do this, the reason I do this is because I have different audiences on each platform. So I know that there's people that only see me on Facebook, and I know there's people that only see me on Instagram, and I know that my followers on YouTube are a whole different audience. And so that's one of the primary reasons. Plus, and then there's another tip that we learned was you take your longer videos. So for you, like Noelle and I or Tristan or anybody who speaks a lot, you can always video something like that, or you can take your 10-minute videos and you can chop them up. You can go through it and edit out like a 30-second segment or a 10-second segment where you said something that was super awesome, and then you just repurpose that. So you can actually get a ton of use out of long videos that you may not have thought about. It takes a little time because even watching ourselves for 10 minutes, I know you and I probably watch it 2 or 3 different times because then we're taking pieces. And you can hire editors for this. You should always caption your videos, by the way. You should send them to like somewhere like rev.com and get them transcribed so it's got all of the words. Because what is the stat? 75% of viewers are absorbing the content. I think it's more than that, actually. It's something like that, something crazy. So if you're not captioning your videos, they're probably not getting watched.
Yep. You always, and I haven't been, you can't really upload the captions to Instagram. You have to what's called burn them in on your video, which I haven't been doing that yet. I need to start doing that. But I right now just take the same video and load it to Instagram, and they'll have to watch it with the volume on. Sorry, people on Instagram.
It's all, but your content's get enough viewership. I don't think you're worried about that. What the question that Stephanie had, she does live videos. So it's a good question. And if you've noticed, actually Tristan even said that, I think it was today or yesterday, about one of his live videos where he actually he downloads his videos, he then has them captioned, and then he repurposes them, reshares them basically. So the answer is yes, you can take your live videos down, and therefore you can save them to your desktop or your cell phone, and then you can reshare them.
Yep. I do love that somebody definitely harassed you while we were out there during our interviews about looking at your phone. So I would like to readdress that once more. that happened.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys, when we are doing these lives and you see us looking down, it is because we are trying to communicate with you while we are doing this video, because we take it very seriously that you have comments and questions for us. That's why we're here. Use that time to ask us questions. That's why we come live every Monday, is to interact with you guys and help you guys get better. We do this for free because we want to help you guys. So
yeah, it was a unique setting. We were sitting back, we were doing interviews, and it looked like I was messing around on my phone. It was pretty interesting.
Yes,
it was fun though, but it actually turned into good engagement for the person who said that. We ended up becoming friends on Facebook, and we've since interacted a bunch. And,
you did?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, she's fired off a bunch of questions at me, so it actually turned out to be a good little interaction.
Okay, we have another question. Jared says, is there a best time of day or day of the week to post? Any research on this? Also, what's the advantage to going live versus shooting video then posting?
Wait, is that Jared McMenamin?
Yep.
Boom. What up, Jared?
What's up? So what I would say is it depends. It depends on what you're posting about. It depends on who your audience is. I've just found that once you become consistent with something, that is what matters. So once you pick a day and time, just stick with that day and time. People are going to pay attention to that and they're going to anticipate it. There are stats out there depending on the social platform that you can find. You can just Google it and you'll find stats of recommended post times and whatnot. However, I don't know. I would just test it out, because even if they've got recommended post times, it might vary depending on where you live, who your current audience is.
They say 10 a.m. is the best time to post, but I always say that content is king. It doesn't really matter.
I've never had good luck at 10 a.m. So that's why I don't pay much attention to those things personally, because I've just not, a lot of times I'll have good luck like right before people are going to sit down and watch their evening TV show. I will post on Facebook. So I'll post at like 6:45 p.m. because then it'll be fresh and people will start engaging with it as they're sitting down to watch TV. Because that's how most people watch TV these days. They watch it like this.
Yeah. And
they're watching what they're seeing on social, right?
Well, and you know what? The reason we chose the time that we did for this show was because it was 5 o'clock Pacific. So everybody's essentially off.
And now we're missing The Bachelorette. So, that's how much I love you people. I'm missing The Bachelorette. That is good content.
Shut up right now. Just shut up right now.
All right.
Oh, and the reason I reacted the way I did, by the way, to Jared, by the way, to our rest of our audience, is because Jared lives in the Denver area or somewhere in that area, and he wasn't at the conference. But since he watches the show, he came to one of the happy hours and hung out with us, and it was really cool to have somebody who enjoys this show. We were very
there's at least one person,
and he came out and hung out with us. It was awesome. It was very, very cool to have somebody who actually appreciates what we do. I know I appreciated it. So thank you, Jared.
That was cool. It was cool. And that's the power of video, because he showed up and he felt like he knew us, right?
100%.
So,
100%.
Okay. Anything else?
Man, there's all kinds of stuff, but I guess that's, this is all just a lot of content. I think we could carry over another show.
Yeah.
Like I said, these are my 2 golden pages of notes.
I feel good. I feel good about what we've covered here with it. But, like I said, you can go online, you can buy their book. I think they've got like a downloadable thing that you can, Matt, if you're on here.
By the way, I got 20 copies of the ReHumanize book. I actually put a post out on my business page, which obviously most of you probably haven't liked, and that's okay. But I'm giving them all away, and I've only got 9 copies spoken for. So if you want a copy, I have 11 copies left. If you want to send me a direct message video saying why you want one of those books,
nice
send me a direct message video. I will send you a book.
I like it. That's a good challenge. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty good. I want to plug LCA Live once more. Yes. You guys, if you like this kind of content, you're going to get a ton more of content if you come to LCA Live. Day 2 is all like social, using tech, using video, using stuff like that. Come to LCA Live and meet people in this group in person. Last year I went to the very first one for me. It was the first time I went. And it was it was life-changing. It literally was. And I know that that sounds really dramatic, but it was. And it's such a good group of people that go to this event. So I can't plug it enough. Come to LCA Live. It'll be totally, totally worth the investment and the time. You
and I met at a LCA event. We've met almost all of the people that we currently interact with today through lab coats. I mean, that is a dramatic thing to say, but it's true. It's 100% true. It can be career changing. It can have a massive impact on your career if you surround yourself with these people. I'm not even kidding. I've
bought into it so much that most of my brokerage is coming down from Minnesota. That's how much everybody believes in it. So honestly, if you're on here and you watch this sort of stuff and you've got some resources to do it, invest into yourself. It is an investment into yourself and your business, and come to LCA Live.
You know how many speakers there's going to be?
40
plus
40 or more.
And we're talking some seriously
huge
high
people.
Level. Yes.
Yep. Huge people.
Yes.
So,
anyway. Guess what? All of those people, most of them, I can't speak for all of them. I can't speak for Billie Jean, but I know that every other one of them, because I know all of them, will be hanging out. They'll be at the happy hours. They will be hanging around. They will be accessible.
Yeah. And so they're genuine, authentic people that want to have,
share.
They want to help and they want to have conversations. So that being 100%. Said, I'm down to 3% battery. I don't know why I didn't plug my computer in.
But one more thing I will say, though, if you can't make it to live, it's right around the corner. There are going to be 2 more one-day events later this year. We'll be in Detroit in August, and we will be in Minneapolis in October. That's right, in Noelle's hometown. So if you can't make that, just make sure you keep your eyes peeled for those dates. And we will be in those cities, and then we'll be rolling out the 2020 here probably in the next few months.
But try to do both. I mean, you can do both.
All 3.
Yeah. Well, all 3, because it's different information and different speakers at all 3. So
Amen, Randy. We will. He's missing in June. Well, come to Detroit or Minneapolis then.
Yep.
Plenty of notice.
Okay, I'm hitting the end button. Bye.
Good to see you.
Bye, Felicia.